Hey, Travis with UTV Window Tint here today. I'm working on a 24 Polaris Ranger 1500 installing the driver front window tint. All right, so once you got the machine in and it's ready, we're going to take glass cleaner. We're gonna wipe off the outside surface because we are gonna use this as our peel board. So we're gonna wipe this off. And we wanna wipe off in here also. We wanna wipe off down here. Anywhere the film might touch, we don't want it to get dirty. I would suggest washing your machine prior, but if you don't, that's up to you. We're gonna come on the inside of the machine now. We're gonna do the bottom gasket removal. So we're just gonna pop this up and the gasket will actually pull out just like that. And it'll pull out just like this. So you can easily remove your sweep, which will make installing your window tint very, very easy. So again, we're just gonna take and we're gonna mist our slip solution and we're just gonna wipe off all the window and the gaskets. Anywhere the film could potentially touch and pick up contamination, we wanna wipe off. So now that we got this all wiped off, what we're gonna do is take our scrub pad, that was a part of our master install kit, and we're gonna scrub down the whole window. We just wanna break apart any debris that might be stuck on the glass, any dirt, anything. So then we're gonna take our single edge razor blade. Again, the window's all the way rolled up at this point. We're gonna razor blade off the glass. We're gonna wanna do this twice. We're gonna wanna make sure that we're not hearing any grit. The noise that you just heard is me actually hitting the tempered glass logo. Good luck trying to scrape that off. If you can scrape it off, I might give you a prize. You're not gonna scrape it off. So again, we're just gonna razor blade all the glass. We're gonna wanna do this twice. We're just gonna mist it again, razor blade all the way down, listening for anything that sounds like contaminants. Once we're done with that, we're gonna roll down the window. Today we're doing a ceramic 20%, a high heat rejection film. The customer opted for the ceramic over the Apex. Both are fantastic films. The Apex is gonna block a little more heat. Apex blocks up to 94% of heat, which would be huge on these machines if you live down south. But we're gonna wipe this top edge. It's a crown top glass. We're just gonna simply wipe that edge off. We don't want any dirt to potentially rinse into our work area. So we're gonna wipe that off. I'm gonna roll up the window just a little bit. We want the window like right about there. Again, we've already razor bladed a good majority of this glass, somewhere around here, but I'm just gonna scrubby this down, make sure that this is clean. I'm gonna come back with my single edge razor blade from the install kit. I'm gonna work my razor behind this gasket. I'm gonna razor blade all this stuff. I wanna make sure that there's no contaminants on this glass. And then we're gonna go to our next step, and that's prepping the glass for install with a squeegee. And then we're gonna install. So now I've razor bladed that. I'm comfortable with the glass and how clean it is. I'm gonna take my install tool. I'm gonna mist soapy water on the glass. And I'm going to squeegee this center outwards. I'm gonna sneak this behind the gasket. I'm gonna squeegee all that downwards. Again, center outwards, down. And I'm just gonna wipe in between. And the point of wiping is to make sure there's no contaminants on your squeegee. So I've done that. Do it one more time. And center out, wipe, center out, and get behind this gasket. And then we're gonna just flush all this stuff downwards. Gravity is gonna be our friend, helping us pull the water and contaminants down. And I'm just gonna squeegee behind here. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take and mist our film, and we're gonna set it on the outside of the machine. We're gonna teach you how to use your machine as a peel board. So we're gonna set this on the outside here. The liner side's facing towards me. So this is gonna be the sticky part of the film that's gonna eventually stick to the glass. So when we're doing this, we're going to want to anchor this down to the machine using our install tool. I just want to anchor this down, anchor this right here. We don't want to rinse this area or any of this area into our film space. So when we peel our liner, we're gonna do a half pull. But before we do that, we're gonna go into our machine and we're going to wet our glass surface down. We want enough soapy water on here that the film's gonna glide. We also are kind of pulling all the contaminants down. So now we're gonna come back to the outside of the machine. We're gonna peel our liner about half to 3/4 of the way. So that's good. Again, I'm just misting. I gotta get the film all the way wet. This is an important part here. So this is not the sticky side of the film. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my hand. I'm gonna lift this film and I'm gonna use the back side of my other hand to carry this in. So I haven't touched any of the adhesive. And once in, we're simply gonna set this back side of the door in first, leaving this front edge away. And once we got this landed on the glass, we're gonna slip it behind that gasket and we're gonna simply just kind of use our hand to get it to where it needs to go. These are pretty deep gaskets on this machine, but it does help you. So once we got our top edge to where we're happy, and you could do that by shifting up and down on your film, you're gonna mist your outside film. You're gonna take your pink install tool or your conquistador and squeegee it out. So I'm gonna use my thumb to pinch the film. I'm happy with where this sits as far as my top edge. And I'm just gonna squeegee all of this out. And again, I'm gonna just use my thumb to kind of anchor it. I'm squeezing my thumb to the glass. And I'm just gonna squeegee all of this out. And I'm gonna do 2 passes on this. I'm gonna leave this area the way it is. We'll show you what to do with that in a second. So obviously the machine window's down a little bit. We're gonna roll that up here in a second. I just wanna squeegee this all out. It anchored. So now, you can see I can still slip it just a little bit. So I'm happy with that. I'm gonna go up with the window. So now that I'm up, I'm going to take the excess liner, I'm gonna mist water underneath here, and that's gonna help with gliding the film, and it's also gonna help rinse contaminants down. I'm gonna take, and I'm gonna grab right here, and I'm just gonna simply kind of bend this backwards on itself, and it's gonna come off the sticky part of the tint. I'm gonna keep this away from the door panel because I don't want it to touch the door panel. And I'm gonna mist soapy water behind here. And then we're just gonna lift. And we're gonna put the film behind the door panel and onto the actual glass. So the soapy water will help you do this. So now the film wants to go down. We're simply gonna just push this film down. If you're struggling, you could take your yellow gasket tool and you could open up the gasket, getting the film behind there. But this is right where it wants to be. I'm gonna give this a mist. And again, I'm just gonna go straight down with this. Straight down. Don't drop your card down the door. I have done that. It's not a fun time to take the door panel off and fish it out. And we're gonna mist again. And we just wanna do this 2 times of getting behind the gasket. I can even go up here, I can get behind the gasket. And there we go. I'm gonna wipe off my door panel, get all that soapy water off the door panel. And now we have a tinted window on a Ranger 1500. We'll take our glass towel, we'll wipe off the inside to get all the excess soapy water. You kind of want to be gentle on this. Too much will actually cause the film to lift. It's in its curing stage now. So we're gonna wipe off the outside of the glass. And the point of this is to check for any bubbles that we could potentially push out before they get locked in. But this looks good. I've done a nice job squeegeeing this all out. So that's a driver's window install.